I don't want Hillary to be president, not because she's a woman at all, but because, and I'm going to open up to you guys, because she's a Scorpio. And as an Aquarius, I find them very overbearing. Okay? Any Scorpios here tonight? I mean, you're great people, great friends. I just don't want to give you my power. That's all. You guys are like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. But that's how I vote. I like to make sure I'm zodiac compatible with my president. It's no better than how any other American votes. Believe me, it's probably better. That's how I go my intuition, you know, like Bill Clinton, Obama, they're Leos, that's stable for me, you know, they're great dancers, life of the party, great hair, like if Obama grew out his hair, we'd probably re-elect him. Ronald Reagan, not a fan of his policy, but he was an Aquarius, I respected he was creative, artistic, Star Wars, Reaganomics, that's some creative thought right there. Only an Aquarian would think of that. Naps in the office, that's the artist lifestyle I can relate to. How about this, you guys give me the zodiac sign, I'll tell you the president that matches it. Gemini, JFK. Everybody loved him, but he had a secret life. That's the two sides of the Gemini. Ask not what your country can do for you, because I'm over here begging Marilyn Monroe right now, right? Let's keep this on the DL. Libra, Jimmy Carter. Oh, love that guy. Humanitarian, very fair, tough time making decisions. He installed solar panels in the White House, then Reagan came out, ripped him out just to be a dick. Because we get a little moody, you know what I mean? Aries, Thomas Jefferson, sexually motivated. Yeah. Manifest destiny, that's a horny man's concept right there. The whole country. Capricorn, Nixon, scandalous. Has some secrets, sweats under pressure. Sagittarius, Martin Van Buren. Check out those sideburns. Those trend-setting sideburns. It took about 200 years for them to catch on. But that's a Sagittarian. They're way ahead of their time in fashion. Cancer, George W. Bush. Some people love him, some people hate him. But like a Cancer, he found his way into the White House. He found his way into Iraq. He goes by his gut, gets a little crabby sometimes. He's a Cancer. What's next?
Virgo.
Pisces, George Washington. All about that money, dollar bills, y'all, okay? He was the richest president of all time, and that factors in current inflation as well. And he led us across the Potomac River because they're fishes, they're good with water. Yeah. Our first president was a fish. Taurus, Harry Truman, stubborn, thick-skinned, made the decision to drop the bomb. Other Taurus rulers include Saddam Hussein and Hitler. Let's be careful on that one as well. I think there's one more left. We did Leo, we did Capricorn. The last one is Virgo, and this is my favorite one. Only one Virgo president in history. Every other sign has multiple presidents. Virgo only has one president in history, and that was LBJ, who only became president because of an assassination. Virgos don't like the limelight. That is the only way to get a Virgo to be president. You make them vice president, you kill the president. Don't quote me on that. And that is the Zodiac Wheel of Presidents. Thank you so much.
I actually wanted to be 100% sure, so I looked up the definition of the word terrorism. I was like, it's time. I'm going to look it up. I want to find out what it is they've been saying I do this whole time, you know? And I looked up the definition of terrorism. It'll blow your mind. The definition of terrorism is using violence to achieve a political goal. Oh, America's never done that. I laughed out loud when I saw that definition. If the definition of terrorism is using violence to achieve a political goal, America is the biggest terrorist country of all time. Of all time. If that offends you, change the definition or change history, okay? Because that is what we specialize in. That is what we specialize in. And I noticed that when I say this in the United States, people kind of, they get a little taken back. You know, they're like, ah, I'm not a terrorist. Don't call me a terrorist. Stop calling me a terrorist. I am not a terrorist. And it's like, relax, I'm not calling you a terrorist. I'm not saying that you're a terrorist, okay? I'm simply saying that you're a terrorist sympathizer, okay? That's all I'm saying. You're a terror simp. as the kids would say. You're out there simping for the tea. Yeah. Listen, it doesn't have to conflict you internally. You can be aware that if you live in the United States, you're part of a global terror regime. You can be aware of that. It doesn't mean you can't love your country and not want to make it better. In fact, I argue that you cannot make your country better unless you actually know about the dirty shit we do overseas. I argue that you don't actually love your country if you can't call us a terrorist, okay? Because you gotta know who you love. You gotta love who you know. And this doesn't have to change your internal value structure. If you still want to use the word terrorist, you can, but you gotta use it consistently, right? If you want to call a one-person suicide bomber, or as I call them, a one-man band, if you want to call them a terrorist, that's fine, okay? But then you also have to call the drones dropping bombs on entire nations terrorism as well. Because it's all terrifying to the people who receive it. I mean, at least give the small guy credit for acting locally. I thought we support small businesses. You gotta admit, they're more creative, that's for sure. That's why it's called terrorists. It's terror artists. It's a ist. It's a ist. It's like a barista, terrorista. You know what I mean? How do you want your terrorism, grande, right? It's a f***ed up word to use when we use the word terrorist. It's very hypocritical for us to use in the West if you know anything about our history. But the word terrorist is also racist. It's also racist. And if you don't believe me, it's very quick little proof. Okay, just close your eyes for one moment. Okay, I'm not gonna blow myself up. That's not the point of them. You're looking at me no. That's not and boom, and now you get it. That's not what I was trying to do. Okay, if you're not scared, if you can just close your eyes for a moment. Okay, all right. Now I'm gonna say the word terrorist. What do you see? You're racist, exactly. So that was simple. Most of us saw the same guy, okay? And don't worry, it's not your fault, you know? The media has trained you to see it that way. And so I invite you from now on, when you hear the word terrorist, I want you to look at who they're talking about. Whether it's in the media or casually in conversation, look at who people are talking about. It's almost always going to be the same type of person. It's gonna be brown skin, Middle Eastern, Muslim person, or Luigi for some reason. It's gonna be, they threw Luigi in there. They're just whatever, they all use olive oil or whatever, so. And yes, occasionally people do call Trump supporters terrorists, but they call them domestic terrorists. You know what I mean? Like they're the domesticated ones. And we're the wild ones out here, you know? We're the feral terrorists, you know? It's we're the terrorists, you know? It's messed up. It's messed up. But it's definitively a racist word. Case in point, in this country we have mass shootings. That's our national sport right now, okay? We're killing it. No, we are now at the point where we have shooters of all races, so we do believe in DEI shooting, okay? Celebrate the victories if you wish, but yes, so occasionally you will have a Muslim shooter, and when you do, what happens in the media? They drop that T word so fast, right? They're this was an act of terror, or was he part of ISIS, or has he been radicalized? Don't bring math into this, okay? Okay, leave math out of this, okay? But then when you have a white shooter, which we do occasionally, let's be honest, you just don't hear that T word. You just don't hear that T word. What do you hear? He was a lone wolf, you know? Or he was a man on a mission. Yeah, a man had a manifesto, you know? Or mental health is important. Let's talk about mental health awareness. And it's yay, good job. Good job for finally realizing that mental health is important. Congratulations, America. I'm glad you finally realized that it actually matters that we have a healthy mind. Congratulations. Good job. No, seriously, good job. Mental health is very important. It is. Mental health is extremely important, and I'm glad that we are finally embracing it. But why is mental health only coming up when we're talking about white villains? Okay? Why can we not equally apply the concept of mental health to our fellow brown villains? who also could use the therapy. Okay? And I know, some of you think I'm just calling racist for no reason. I assure you, I would not just call racist if I didn't have a punchline, okay? This is a real point I'm making. I'll ask you this. Have you ever in your entire life heard this? You know, Osama bin Laden, did he have like depression or something? Maybe it was like seasonal affective disorder. That's why he was so sad. He wasn't getting enough sun. You know what? September is now Mental Health Awareness Month. Let's do that. Let's never forget. September is now Mental Health Awareness Month. Yeah, somebody should have checked in on Saddam more often, you know? Maybe if Saddam had more friends, it would have like lifted his mood a little bit, you know? Like, call your friends today before they become the next Saddam, you know? No, you don't hear anything remotely close to that, okay? Meanwhile, there's like 3,000 documentaries like, was Hitler okay? Like, shut the up, dude! Shut the up! Stop making documentaries about Hitler's mind, okay? At least make a few about Osama, you know? But it's a racist word. And you can ask anybody who looks like me, or anybody in this category, we don't even feel comfortable getting angry in public because people see that terrorist trope in us. We don't have the same freedom to public bursts of outrage like the rest of y'all. Yeah. I'd like to take this moment to give a special shout out to white women, okay? Yeah, I see what you do. No shade, it's admirable. I see you out there showing your anger in public, you know what I mean? Asking for upper management when you can. You're out there working. I'm jealous. I believe that is the level that we should all aspire to and that we could all be one day as a society. I believe that. I do. And that's my goal. I want to be a Middle Eastern man, Karen. I do. Yeah. I want to be a Kareem, okay? Yeah. I believe I can be a Kareem, okay? But right now I feel a little limited, you know? Because if I'm in line at the bank and the line's too long, and just like anybody else, I get angry at the line being too long, you know? Just like we all do. I can't show it. Because if I show it, I'm like, fuck this place, man. Fuck this place, man. Fuck this place. Somebody's gonna see like, oh. If you see something, say something. I see the terrorist coming. He probably wants to blow himself up and blow this whole place up. And it's like, I do, but I'm not going to, okay? I just have the thought like a normal human being does. What normal human being doesn't want to blow themselves up at the bank, okay? It's a normal human emotion and I'm allowed to have it. Okay? It's messed up because this trope makes it seem like we are angrier than other people, okay? We are not angrier than other people, man. We just have weird shaped eyebrows, so it reads a little differently, okay? That's all it is. It's eyebrowism. It is. Isn't that messed up? How much eyebrows relate to terrorism? Look at Luigi. Look at those eyebrows. Look at those eyebrows. Isn't that messed up? The difference between a terrorist and just an angry guy is plucking. It's so messed up. We gotta pluck and wax our way out of this, is what we gotta do. I hope you do understand why the word terrorist is racist. And people try to flip it. They're like, how come every time there's a terrorist, it's a Muslim? Because you fucking call them that, mother. You're the fucking one out there perpetuating that. So really, we have two options at this point to make the word unracist. We can either call everyone a terrorist equally, anybody who does a violent act, and you're a terrorist, and you're a terrorist, and you're a terrorist, and you're a terrorist, and you're a terrorist. You know? And if that doesn't work, jihad. But I'm kidding. There's one more option before that. The other option, which I like and I think we could try, is we take the word terrorist back and make it cool. Who's with me, kids? Come on. Yeah. Where my terrorists at? Come on. Where my terrorists at? Yeah. Good. I love that's the sound. That's the call of the wild right there. Yeah. I can sense there's people skeptical. They're like, this is not gonna work. Listen, let's take notes, okay? Let's take notes. Black people did it with the N-word. They made it work, okay? Yeah. Oh, uncomfortable white crowd. I see. Oh, yeah. It's true. They made it work. They took the word back. They made it work. We might have to cut off the hard T at the end, okay? Take notes, right? Like, what's up, my terrorists? You know, does that make it? My terrorist. Terrorist, please. You know what I mean? Like, we can make rap songs like Terrorists in Paris. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, that one's too real. I'm sorry. That was too real. Okay. Right? Or if you don't like that, we can make it more like a record scratch, like terror, error. Or, you know, Gen Z will come through, like, I got killer charisma, it's terroriz. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we got options. And if those don't work, jihad. But we got options. But yes, so the word terrorist is hypocritical, it's racist, but that's not even my biggest problem with the word terrorist. My biggest problem with the word terrorist is that it is too often used by the Western world to excuse the killing of civilians. I want you to become aware of this. Look at the war on terror. What was that in effect, right? And it's not over. It's still going on right now. You know, Israel does this on a daily basis. Like, Israel will level an entire apartment complex. And we'll all see it. It's not like we don't see this. We all see the video footage. We'll see them level an entire apartment complex, killing families, like verified and reported, well, not reported, but verified civilian families. And we'll all see it. And every human being, it doesn't matter what your politics are, you all have the same gut reaction, like, what the f***? You cannot be a human being and see that and not be like, what the f***? Right? All Israel has to do at that point is just be like, oh no, we were targeting the terrorists. They always say it like a toddler for some reason, like, the terrorists. The terrorists were in there. Mom, the terrorists. We were getting the terrorists. Mom, the terrorists. And it's like, no, you did not get the terrorists, okay? You did not get the widow rabbit, the terrorists. You killed civilians, okay? You killed civilians. You killed children, dude. You killed children. And yeah, I don't like children that much either, but you can't fucking do that, man. Yes, kids can like make a mess sometimes. They can be little terrorists. They can like knock over things, come into a room and just mess it up. Especially the 2-year-olds, the terrorist 2s. I understand. Kids can be little terrorists, okay? But these little terrorists deserve to live, man, okay? And I know people get uptight when I talk about this stuff. Like, oh, you're just gonna make jokes about terrorism? You're just gonna make jokes about bombs and people dying? Like, yeah, the f*** I am, dude. The f*** I am. You think I'm just gonna see this shit and not talk about it? It is not normal. We cannot just continue to let this shit happen. It is not normal. We have to talk about it. And you know what? I'm gonna make jokes about it. I'm gonna make jokes specifically. You wanna know why I'm gonna make jokes? Because jokes are the #1 form of nonviolent resistance. Did you know that? Jokes are the #1 form of nonviolent resistance. And you know who said that? I did right now. I said it right now. Jokes are the #1 form of nonviolent resistance. They're right up there with water balloons, you know? I am on Tinder, which means I'm getting rejected about 2,000 times a day. I don't even know about most of it. It's pretty awesome. I do see a lot of the same things repeated on profiles. Like, a lot of women are now putting fluent in sarcasm, which is like, oh, so you're mean. Or like, I message her, I'm like, oh, you're fluent in sarcasm, that's pretty cool. She's like, oh, thank you. I'm like, well, clearly you're not. Why would that be cool? Why would I want to go to bed next to someone who doesn't say I love you, but there's like, oh my God, I hate you so much, good night. Like every... Is that some kind of special skill that I want? Like we go on a vacation, some guy passes out on the plane. They're like, quick, we need someone who speaks sarcasm. He only speaks sarcasm. It's like, I'm fluent in sarcasm. It's like, how are you doing, sir? He's like, well, clearly I'm doing fine. He's not doing so well. That's what that means in sarcasm. Thank you so much. You really saved the day.